everyone dragged Joker 2. But honestly, I think they missed the point. I was on that set as a background actor for a month. I've seen it now, and I have a lot to say. Hey guys, welcome back. I know this video kind of seems off topic from the theme of my channel that I am kind of pushing, but actually it does relate in some way. I am learning to be okay with being misunderstood. I am learning to be okay with thinking differently than others. And this is one of those moments that I realized that it is okay to be different. This is my way of expressing that, but also it pertains to my life. This is a part of my acting journey, and I have some things to share with you guys. I loved working on Joker 2. It was a little bit of a rough start. It was just because it was chaotic and they wanted to film as fast as they could. They wanted to get as much in. It was like a bathroom situation. But honestly, it worked itself out in like a couple of days. It was great. I got to be on set with one of my really good friends, and it was awesome to see her every day. Like Monday through Friday, we all got to hang out. I got to meet some new people that now whenever I catch them on set again, it's like, hey Joker fam, hey, how you been? You know, like it's just a good time. I loved it. We became a family, you know, between us as background actors and then some of the PAs and some of the ADs. We all became a family. So it's always good to see some of them, you know, on other sets. It always feels like it takes me back to that time in my life. I fell in love with all of the makeup people, with all the hair people, and remembering them and getting to see them on other sets has been really fun too. Getting to be right there with Gaga and with Joaquin, like legends. And there were so many other actors on there that I was familiar with. I don't know all of their names, but you know, you see them and you're like, wait, I know you from. That was really cool. It was really cool to be a part of something, I don't know, that iconic in my eyes. Oh, so because I only did the court scenes, I had no idea what the rest of this movie was going to be like. I knew what it was like, you know, during the trial and all that stuff, and it was very fun. Because of everything that I knew that was in it and that I got to be a part of, I was so incredibly excited to see it. I was so excited to see it in theater. I was excited to plan it ahead and see it with all my Joker fam. We had talked about it right after we were done filming it, and then talked about it again after it was done filming, like, the whole thing. And we got really excited, and we knew that it was coming out in October, and we just kept, I feel like it kept, what's that called? The anticipation kept growing. And because we were a part of something so big and so iconic, it was like, we all have to see it together, or at least a group of us needs to go and see it together. And so, you know, we did a lot of planning and stuff like that, but it seemed like the closer it got to the premiere, the less and less people seemed interested in actually going to see it, because people had already created, I don't know, an opinion on it already, or they heard some things. I ran into some Joker people while I was on other sets, as it was, you know, being premiered and like the first couple weeks and all that stuff. And I had spoken to them and asked their opinion on it. And, you know, they compared some scenes that we had did to the scenes in the movie, or if scenes were left out, or if things were left out and stuff like that. I'm not gonna lie, they made it sound really bad. It made me sad that they didn't really have good things to say about it. Let me get the first big thing out of the way. It being a musical. Everybody hated that there was music involved. They said that there was too much musical moments happening. They said that it made no sense. They say that it ruined the movie. It ruined like the feeling of it. Like it made it, I don't know what word they used, but it kind of like defeated the seriousness of the movie, or it made it seem like a joke kind of thing. People were saying that they hated how pathetic Arthur seemed, that he was a loser and pathetic, and it was just like, what was the point of the movie? I'm a little irritated by some of these comments that people were saying. People were saying about how like a lot of the scenes didn't turn out as good as it looked in front of us, that they cut a lot of things that we couldn't really be seeing. It wasn't fun to watch. Now I feel differently. On top of what I was feeling, I was very confused. Where all of the comments that I kept hearing, where they came from. It was just like, am I watching the same movie you guys are watching? Because I don't feel what you feel. I don't see what you see. Let's just talk about the musical part of it. Musical where? I did not feel like that was a musical at all. And it's funny because one of the ADs on the set, when somebody asked, "Oh, is this a musical?" People are talking about how they're upset that this is going to be a musical. He told us it's not a musical. And for anybody who claimed it was, have you ever watched a musical movie? Have you ever? Because I'm getting that you didn't. Sweeney Todd, musical. Les Miserables, musical. High School Musical, musical. Joker 2, not a musical. A movie that has some musical numbers, and it's not even full numbers, they're snippets. As somebody who has, and still to this day, struggle with mental health, do you understand what the musical moments were? Because all I saw was him dissociating. It was his special place, his safe haven. You missed such a pivotal like detail. Instead, you whine and about it's a musical, there's too much singing happening. It's important when life is too much to handle. I dissociate. I mean, sometimes when you're daydreaming, you're dissociating. I'm just saying. It's not like it's an out of this world thing. That happens a lot to a lot of people. So you complaining and whining about it being a problem, you're missing how important mental health is. First moment that he goes into singing and I caught it, I was like, oh, I know what you're doing. That makes me so sad. That's so sad that you have to go somewhere else in your head because life is too much. And the fact that people miss that it bothers me a lot. As you can see, too, I think it's so wrong that you guys are upset at how pathetic, how much of a loser, how weak Arthur was portrayed. Because you know what all that tells me? It tells me that that's how you see him and somebody that is in his position, somebody that struggles with mental health like he does, somebody that has been abandoned by the world and society like he had or he has. He can't catch a freaking break. He is not safe with anybody. Nobody has his back. And you're calling him weak and pathetic and a loser? You're the problem. You are the reason why people like him off themselves. You are the reason why it's hard to feel safe being yourself in this world. People think that there's something wrong with them because of people like you. This broke my heart so much. Just to have those comments playing in my head while I'm watching this movie and being like, wow, what happened to everybody who was like, yes to mental health awareness, especially for men, because they need help too. They need to be loved too. They need support too. What happened to all of y'all from the first movie? Oh, you liked the first movie because there was revenge killings in the first movie? You were more entertained by it? I think both movies were meant to address mental health. I was emotionally affected by both movies. I cried at the very end. I was hurt. I was so hurt. And not just because of the movie. Mostly because of the movie, because I had things to be hurt over. But what added to the hurt was just how 180 of a reaction people had on this movie versus the first one. And the only understanding that I can make of it is that people only care about men's mental health or mental health, because we can broaden it. People only care about it when it benefits them. People only care about it when it makes them feel good or when it entertains them or just when it makes them look good, when it's the trend. I was so heartbroken, which is why I could never watch it again. That was too hard for me. That was really hard. I just saw a man that had to grow up unloved and uncared for and abandoned by not only his family, the people, the person, his mother, the person who birthed him, the person who is supposed to love him, the one person who should not love him, hurt him, abandon him, treat him like nothing, and then society follows suit. The rest of the world hates him. The rest of the world treats him the very same. I understand you, Arthur. I know you're a fictional character, but there are Arthurs out there. There are versions of him out there that are going through this. There are versions of him that have turned the same way he did. Although this is a fictional story, this is somebody's story. And the way the majority took this movie, we have a lot more work to do. I just want to say thank you, Todd Phillips, for an incredible and very real depiction of mental health, especially in men. And thank you for allowing me to be a part of it. It was such a great experience. I had so much fun. I have a forever family in the Joker fam, and I will forever remember being a part of such an incredible movie. Thank you for listening to this very long, I hope it's not too long, rant about how I feel about a beautiful project that I was on and all the unnecessary hate that it was getting, and I just don't agree with it. Thank you guys for being here. Love you guys so much. Thank you for being a part of this journey. I know that it's chaotic and a little messy. Until next time, stay beautiful and stay kind.